Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Relax.Cut.Glue. If you're new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you all here with me today. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I've done this with the glue crew a couple times, but what I'm doing is I'm going to take a magazine image and I'm going to color over her face and just make it artistic and fun. And I'm going to be using my Sharpie creative markers. I love these. They're basically a paint pen that act like a marker. I'm thoroughly obsessed. Like, I like these better than, I know, hold on, Posca. I know, it's crazy. I love these. So I'm going to use those, and I thought I would show you an example of where I've done this before. Stressed, blessed, and coffee obsessed. Booyah. I almost forgot. It's Friday. Yeah. Okay, so this is a magazine image, just like this right here. And all I did was color over it. I don't know if you can catch it on camera. There we go. You can kind of see the little pattern on here. And then I cut her out and I put her in my art journal that I have here, which is just a composition notebook. No pages have been taken out and none have been glued together. It's just a straight up composition notebook. And sometimes I just grab some acrylic paint and I just paint in here, and then I come back through and I doodle over it, or I'll add some magazine images. This was like a grid collage mixed media thing I did with the glue crew. I just have fun in here and I paint. And I have this girl that I also did that I was thinking I was going to glue on this page, but I kind of want to add something behind her first. So there's one right here that I did. And then let's see. Oh, here's another like just art journal page that I've done. Everything here I drew myself. So yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun with this. This I painted with acrylic, and then I came back in with my Sharpie Creative and colored in the black squares with color. Love it. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I highly recommend getting a... Oh yeah, look at this one I did. So these are magazine images that were just like a background of a wall, like a metal wall, and I cut them into fish shapes and made little fish, and then I drew the bottoms here. These I made out of pool noodles, and I have some glitter here, and then these were stickers from, basically they were garbage, and I turned them into like bubbles. What else do we have here? Yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. So I want to do this again today. That was my point. I was going to show you, I had like a really cool background that I'm obsessed with. It's my favorite one, and I can't find where it is. Yeah, all right. Okay, so that's it. That's my art journal. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a voiceover simply because this takes quite a while for me personally, and I kind of have to zone in to do it. So these are my creative markers. Let's see, I have a few more colors. And there we go. So you get black, gray, white, red, orange, yellow, purple, pink, blue, green, teal, and light teal. So they are really fun. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. You can do this with any kind of paint marker, expensive paint marker, cheap paint marker. They'll all work, okay? So don't feel like you need to get the expensive things. These are by Sharpie, but I have inexpensive ones that are great as well. So don't feel like you need to break the budget to get a paint pen. I do highly recommend these though, especially for beginners, because I feel like they're very easy to use. So for me, I'm going to paint on her and then cut her out. Sometimes people cut them out, put them in their art journal, and then paint. But for me, I feel like I get a better flat surface when I paint first, cut her out, and then glue her in. Okay? All right, so let's get this party started. All right, guys, here we go. I am so excited. This is so much fun, like so much fun. You can do this with an animal, a person, a baby, some dishes, some jewelry, whatever you pick out of a magazine, you can do this with. And it is extremely fun. I will say you have to trust the process though. Especially when you're working with like paint pens and stuff. Sometimes you'll have to go over them a couple times depending on what is beneath them. Like Demi Lovato's hair is black, so I'm going to choose a darker color here in the future. In a minute here, you'll see. to go over her, because if I went over her hair in yellow, I would have to wait for it to dry and go over it a couple times just because it's black. So while these are good pens, they have excellent coverage. I do find that I like to go over them a couple times. They dry really quickly, like faster than any paint pen I've ever had. And I absolutely love them. So I will usually color on them, let them dry, and then go back over them again if I feel like I need to remove any kind of streakiness or any kind of magazine that's shining through. And sometimes I just let it shine through. Who cares? Because I'm going to add other things on top of everything. And you'll see here in a second. Now, some of these things I go over a few times. The white I have found, I like to go over it a couple times just to make sure it's nice and smooth and there's no magazine coverage. Or, you know, it's covering them. There is magazine coverage, not no magazine coverage. I want the coverage. And you'll see here in a minute when I do that. But, you know, I go over things quite a few times and I just kind of skip around because I'm waiting for something to dry before I move on to the next step with that. So I move on to another body part and start, you know, coloring that in the meantime. And just have fun with it. Make them look wacky. Make them look crazy. Especially when you're first starting out. At least for me, I find that to be a little bit easier to know that I'm not trying to make her stunning and like some kind of Picasso art piece here. I'm having fun. I'm making her look, you know, some of the Glue Crew members, they came up with some really good things. They said, you know, they look like a mask. They look like wrestlers when they wear the masks, things like that. It's just abstract art. It's fun and you just let loose and just play. And it is so good for your mental health to just sit back, relax, put on a movie or music or whatever, or maybe nothing. Maybe you just need absolute silence and just doodle on somebody's face. It sounds weird when I say it out loud, but I'm telling you, it is so fun. So fun. In fact, the first time I did this, I remember like I was starting and I'm like, oh no, this is not for me because I thought it looked like trash. But I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick with it. And I did. And at the end, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I stuck with it. The turning point for me in the project is when I start outlining things. That's when everything starts coming together for me. But yeah, I really tend to like color one eye and like a circle like you see there. That's just kind of what I love to do. I don't know why. It breaks up the face a little bit. You can do the face all one color if you want, or striped, or whatever you want to do. You know, you can, you do you, and do whatever like comes to your mind. I was really stressing about her hand, like big time. And while in the end result, it does look a little alienish. I am really proud of myself because I was so nervous to do her hand. I don't know why, but I just was. She looks kind of cool already, just like that. And you know, sometimes less is more, but I tend to keep adding and adding and adding. Like I can't stop adding more things. But don't feel like you have to. So if you are a less is more kind of person, then don't feel like you have to do anything. You never have to do anything with your art. I don't care if, you know, 99 out of 100 people are doing it one way and you want to do it different, do it different. That is all that matters, is what makes you happy, period. There's no wrong way to art, ever. So don't let anybody tell you you're doing it wrong. There's no wrong way, ever. These pens, you guys, I cannot stop talking about them. The first time I used them, I was like, what is this sorcery? This is so weird. They're smooth. They dry fast. They kind of have a consistency of almost like a paint pen and a chalk marker together, but less chalky. But there's still a little bit of that there. I don't know. I hope they come out with more colors. I think that would be really awesome. I'm definitely going to order these again once I use all the ink out of these. They go great over acrylic paint, over magazines. They say you can use them on all kinds of surfaces. It's crazy what you can use them on. I absolutely love them. And mine, so they have two styles. They have the brush tip, which is what I have. Love it. And then they have, what do they call it? Like the bullet tip or the nib or whatever, where it's like kind of like a regular Posca pen. I tend to not really like those because I can't get fine details in with a big round nib. You know what I mean? So with the brush, it's a tiny little point, and I feel like I can get the details a lot better. But that's just a personal preference of mine. The brush is more expensive than the other one. So if you're on a budget, go with the other one. I still recommend. A lot of people really like these. And I was really late to the game. Like when they came out, everybody was talking about them, and I just kind of wanted to sit back and see whether they were worth it or not. I didn't want to just jump in and spend my money if I didn't, you know what I mean? And I'm so glad I waited, but at the same time, I feel like I missed out on a lot of time because they're just so good. I love them. She does kind of look like an alien, doesn't she? But she has gorgeous nails. So there, I'm going in again with the white just to, brighten it up a little bit. The white does have good coverage, but I will say I do go over it a couple times because I really feel like that helps. Now the eyes, this is another trust the process thing. They usually take me a few attempts. I like to go in, add some color, add some more color, come back, outline them. If I mess up, I wait for it to dry, then I go back and fix it. That's the cool thing about this. If you mess up, color over it. These color over each other so well. So well. So definitely just color over it. Now I'm not going to color over the entire jacket because I'm cutting this off at some point. So you'll see here, I kind of draw a line. That's basically where I'm going to cut it off right there. I don't need her whole coat and all that kind of stuff. Plus, I kind of feel like, not that it's a waste of the ink that I have or the paint in my pen, but I tend to cut them off kind of at a stopping point at some point there. Instead of coloring the whole entire jacket, I don't need the whole jacket. So now once I get my base layers down, I go in with other colors that will pop from the color that I have down previously. Look how easily this pink goes over this dark blue. So easily. I love that. I love that. I was so shocked when I first played with these. Oh, I really hope you guys try this. And if you don't have paint pens or you don't want to purchase any paint pens, you can try it with a skinny paintbrush and some acrylic paint. Definitely try it that way. I just don't personally have the steady hand to do that, but definitely do it. Now here, I kind of mess up a little bit. I kind of liked where this was going, and then, I don't know, her nose I did kind of mess up on a little bit, and you'll see here in a second. Like that I liked. I did one too many dots for me, and then I added those. Wasn't a fan. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? And then I had to tell myself literally out loud, Nicole, trust the process. And I'm like, listen, if I don't like it, I can go over it. I didn't end up going over it. I ended up making it worse, but it's fine because I think in the end it's okay. But, you don't know unless you play, right? You don't know unless you do it. So I'm learning to just accept when I try something and it's not what I liked. I would never have known whether I liked it or not if I didn't try. So just try it. If you don't like it, paint over it. It was fine for me, so I just left it, but it wasn't my favorite. So I like to doodle on their faces and their hands and their coats. This is where the fun comes in for me. I really love to do the doodling, and I really love to outline everything. That's my favorite part because I feel like it makes everything look so good. I should have stopped. Now she has the measles on her nose. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh my goodness. What do you do, right? What do? You just roll with it. That's what I'm doing. I'm really learning to enjoy my art so much better when I just forgive myself for a mistake because I'm a perfectionist. It's not the end of the world. Anything can be fixed. You can paint over it. You know what I mean? It's fine. You're human. You know what I mean? So here's where I come in with a pen and I start drawing over everything. And I do this a couple times because I kind of have to do it in the beginning to see where everything is, like where her fingers are, where the jacket is, things like that. And then if I go over that black line at all, I'll come back and clean it up later. But I need to know where things end and begin on her body. Plus, it's my favorite part, so I always rush it. I want to get to it like ASAP. It's my favorite. I love it. And this pen right here is just a Paper Mate Flare marker. I'm sure you could use a Sharpie or any kind of pen that you find that works. I mean, look how much better that looks. Just adding the black line. Ugh, I love it. I also come in with some gold in a little bit, a gold chrome pen, which I love. It's kind of hard to see on camera. I think in the end, I'll move my page around and you can kind of see the gold on there a little bit, but the gold is really fun. Look at that. Oh, looks so much better when you do that. I really, really want to try this with a dog or a cat, and I don't know what is stopping me, but I'm a little scared to try it. One of my Glue Crew members posted a photo in my Facebook group, Lisa, of a dog she had done, and it looked so cute, and so I need to do it. It really did help me kind of seeing how she did it, how I would do it. I just have to go for it. Her eyes look a hot mess right now, but remember, I'm letting that dry, and then I'll go through and make it look better. So again, trust your process, let things dry. I'm so impressed with how fast these dry. And if you need them to dry even faster, just use your heat gun or a blow dryer. So now I'm coming in and adding the shape back into her eye. Look, it already looks so much better. Oh my gosh, I love it. The eyes were a little intimidating for me when I first started doing this art, but they're actually a lot easier than you think. I'll go in here in a minute and I'll lighten everything up. Again, I'm just kind of getting the black parts down where I want them to be. I'm giving her some pretty heavy mascara. And then I will brighten up her eyes here in a minute. I'm going to add my first layer of white in the corners. It looks a little crazy right now, but I'll go back in and touch it up again. I'm just kind of adding that in there to brighten up her eyes. And it's already looking better, but I'll go over it again and then outline it again. Here's my gold. I'm making her earring gold and her ring gold here in a second. I love this pen. I have a silver one too, and I haven't used it yet. I need to break that out. And round 2 for the white. That's how quick it really dries very quick. Now I'm going back in and brightening up that yellow one more time. I'm going to let that dry before I come in with my finishing touches on the eyes. Now I'm trying to decide what I want to do with her coat. My end result ended up being I added flowers and leaves to it. And I will add some gold to the flowers here in a minute as well. I just realized I forgot to put a little white dot in her eye. I need to do that, for like a little sparkle. She needs some sparkle in her eye. This is so fun. I really, really hope you guys try this. It's so fun, especially for those of you who got really into the magazine ephemera thing that everybody was doing. I think you'll really like this because it's kind of the same concept. Just going in and adding some leaves now. And then when I come in and outline everything, it starts to look way better. And then I will also add gold dots and gold dots in the middle of each of the flowers as well. Now they're looking so much better. Oh, I love the eyes. Gotta have another flower. She's a flower power kind of gal. Here I'm coming in with the outline. Ooh, looks so much better. I was trying to decide how I wanted to do the flowers, and then I decided to do them kind of like a, how do I want to explain that? Flower power 70s kind of flower. I don't know how to explain it. You can see what I'm doing. If you have paint pens, get them out this weekend and do this. It is so fun. Look how cool she looks. Oh my gosh. You can't tell anymore that it's Demi Lovato, but she looks pretty freaking wicked if you ask me. I love her. She's so cool. And we're dotting. I'm putting one big gold dot in the middle of each of the flowers. And then I'll come in and add some gold dots all over her jacket. It's very, very sparkly. Can't go wrong with gold. You just can't. I'm sorry I keep turning my paper. I'm a turn my paper sideways kind of person when I write and I draw. Are you that way? I don't know. When I doodle or I write, I always like to turn my paper sideways. Almost like I'm left-handed, but I'm not. And another flower. I did kind of mess this one up in the end a little bit, and I'm looking at it right now, and I'm definitely going to go back and color over it. But I wanted to wait for it to dry and stuff. So don't worry if you mess up. It happens. We're human. It's totally fine. My pen I was using didn't work over the gold pen very well. So I went in, I kind of dabbed it off there as you can see, and I went in with a paint pen, and then I will go over that in the black because it goes over the paint pens really easily. Going over that one more time. It wasn't quite dry, so I needed to wait a little bit longer. Ooh, look at them brows on fleek. They look so good. So fun. Now, what do I want to do? Oh, yeah, I'm adding a little bit of texture, kind of scales to her skin. I did this with one of my other ones as well. I was kind of messing up as I was doing it, and I told myself, just keep going, who cares? Like, it's just a pattern that's on her skin. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. And I did orange just to kind of match her face. I thought it looked, I don't know, I thought it looked kind of cool. She has like a mermaid skin or something, you know? My favorite part. I love it. Why is that so satisfying? Oh my goodness. And time to go around that ring. I could have just eliminated the ring altogether, but I thought it was a fun little touch, so I just kept it. Now, as the paint is drying, I'm going over any of the lines that black lines that I accidentally went over as I was drawing things. So I'm just going back over, cleaning up those lines again. Adding some, you know, accessories to the flowers. I should have just left them like that. I ended up outlining the little red dots, and that's what I don't like. So I'm going to go back through and just color over it and then start over on the flower. It's crazy, like adding details, you know, the more you add, the more interesting it looks in the end. And if you don't like a lot of detail, you don't have to do that. Leave it as is if you want. So now I'm going in with this really fine pen I got at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just kind of adding like line. First I outlined the pink, both sides of it. And then I went through in the blue and I just added a bunch of lines in there, which you can't see on camera and it's hard to see in person, but you can still, they're there. Like you can see them, but they're not in your face like the pink is, you know? I just defined them a little bit better. So I don't know. I like the way it looks. And it was fun outlining everything and drawing some kind of like hair in there a little bit. Oh my gosh, she looks amazing. Now I'm just going to go through and cut her up, and then I'll put her in my art journal, and I'm so excited about this. I love how she turned out. It is so fun. So let me know in the comments down below if you have done this. This has been around for a very long time. Lots of people do it, especially mixed media artists. Let me know if you've ever tried it. Are you going to try it? I highly recommend you do. It's okay if it's not your cup of tea, but it is so much fun. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video from me. These are the types of videos I do more with the glue crew, but I had so much fun and I hope you guys did too. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. Don't forget to drink your water, give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love it if you stuck around, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye, friends.